What kind of self-defense loads do we need for shotguns for home defense? Hi everybody, this is Matt. Thanks for watching and welcome back. One of you viewers asked that particular question. The question went something like this. Matt, what about self-defense loads for a shotgun with an 18.5-inch barrel to be used for home defense? Well, I'm going to kind of go out on a little bit of a limb here and think that maybe you're asking that question about a Mossberg 500? Maybe, perhaps. They're great guns. I really like them. Wish I had one of them. Anyway, back to your question to answer it. The thing is, let's just be real simple and real practical when it comes to this. Shotguns have been around for a very long time, and we've had all different types and sizes of shot. And for those of you that are brand new to the shooting sports and you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to shot basically looks like little BBs, but they come in different sizes. Some are itty bitty, super tiny sizes about the head of a pin. Others graduate up to the size of BBs or even larger. The largest size ones we call buckshot. The ones that are kind of intermediate, that are used for hunting purposes, quite often are called birdshot. Birdshot is normally like 7.5, 8, something like that in size. And then, we get into other areas as well. Then you have something called shotgun slugs, which are basically pieces of lead that are solid. They're not shot. They're not like a bunch of little BBs packed into a single shell. So anyway, shotguns have been around for a very long time. Frankly, if the only thing that you have is birdshot, I'd say go with birdshot, because that's what I would do. I would use birdshot, something that is very common to acquire, something that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on. Because there are some defensive rounds out there that are uber expensive. And quite frankly, if you're using a shotgun for self-defense, do you really need that? Do you really need shotgun slugs? Because the thing is, what's one thing that we're concerned about? We're concerned about over-penetration of barriers. So like, as an example, if I'm inside of my house and I happen to fire a shotgun with a slug through one of my walls, I can guarantee you that there is a pretty solid chance that that thing is going to go right through the wall and into my neighbor's house. And that would not be a good thing. It wouldn't be good at all. So what would I potentially use? Well, birdshot, because the individual pellets have less mass to them. Therefore, the barrier penetration is not going to be as extreme as with large buckshot or a rifled slug. Now, I know that there are some people out there that would vehemently disagree with me, and they would say, no, you have to use slugs. No, you've got to use buckshot. You've got to use something that's just the latest and greatest thing out there. No, you don't. You don't have to do that, because shotguns have been effective at taking game for hunting for decades upon decades upon decades at, pretty significant yardages. So the other thing is, even the most simple, the smallest shotgun in close quarters, like with home defense or something like that, can easily take a life, because it took the life of a very good friend of mine who was a law enforcement officer. He was a brother officer. He went on a drug bust. He was literally the first guy through the door and took a 410 to the chest. So a very small 410 shot shell ended his life, and it was a horrible thing. So wasn't anything fancy that the bad guys had. It was something really, really simple. So again, if what you have is birdshot, I'd go with that. Anyway, that's what I think. What some other people might think could be completely different. But I'm not an advocate of spending a whole lot of money on something unless it really makes sense. I tend to stick with just common items. So anyway, hope that answers your question. And as always, thanks to everyone for watching. And until next time, everybody, be good out there.